Bro, I feel stupid as fuck with his head ass.
I wasn't gonna say nothing. Shit, I was gonna let you rock it.
Nah, that shit stupid as hell, bro. I look like Damo.
LeBron though, I finna slam dunk. Get big on you fake pumps. That pump ain't no fake pump. Bitch fell for the pump fake. Got him talking like first take. Get it right on the first take. Hit the hole in the first take.
Bruh, how many genders are there? That's the first thing we
Ooh,
got.
hot. Coming in hot. Well, me personally,
Nah, how many genders are there?
how many genders are there?
Not just you. Like, how many genders are there? It's obviously not two. So
Bruh. Honestly, it's such in reality, there's two, maybe three.
Nah, bro, you gotta be respectful to people and how they think. First off, break down the difference between sex and gender.
All right, sex is based on biology, and gender is they say gender is a social construct, which everything is a fucking social construct, which means nothing has any validity. So it's all kind of stupid. That's why I hate that shit. But at the end of the day, people, like we always say, people just want to do what the fuck they want to do. But the thing is, they want us to join in on it, and it's kind of hard if you are like a logical person and you think practically. You can't fucking. There aren't 1,000 gender. Like, I'm not gonna call you Zer, or I'm not gonna, like, if you think you're a fox or a fairy, I'm not gonna.
Ma'am.
It is man.
That nigga was huge,
Yeah.
bro. All right, so now I gotta read you the genders.
God damn.
This
It's
is
a
just
list?
This is just a few
Yeah.
to name. I'm just gonna read you the whole thing. There are many different genders, including male.
Yeah.
Are you a male?
Yes.
Okay. Female. Damo. Transgender.
Okay.
That's a gender.
Okay.
Okay. Gender neutral.
What?
Gender neutral.
That don't even make sense.
Non-binary.
Oh, I've heard these terms before, but it's just like, if you're male or if you're saying gender, male or female, and then you're saying you're a transgender, you're trying to be a male or a female. So why wouldn't you just check the male or female box?
Nah, because I'm trans.
That's weird. That's such a weird shit.
Oh, and the thing about these genders is you can wake up and be whatever the fuck you want to be.
Exactly. That fluid. You getting all that gender
so
fluid
where was I
everywhere.
at? Non-binary?
Huh?
A gender.
What? A gender?
Yeah. Pangender.
Oh, I've heard of that one.
What is that?
It's like, I think it's like, bruh, it's pretty much you could be whatever the fuck you want.
Oh, yeah. I looked it up yesterday. I forgot.
Yeah.
Gender queer.
Yeah. I've heard that.
Two-spirit. The Indian shit.
What? Two spirits.
Two-spirit. Indian shit. Third gender.
Bro, this shit getting confusing. I wonder what's the purpose of them?
And you can be, you can be a multiple of these genders. You don't have to just be one. You can be a multiple. So you can classify as female and trans and non-binary.
That shit head ass. This shit getting out of control though.
Bruh,
This
I'm
shit
gonna
off the
say it,
rails.
dog. I'm gonna say it, bruh.
What?
I know this isn't like the popular opinion, bro, but I hate being one of those people because I was talking to someone online and they was telling me how progressive we are in the world today and how some people just want to be conservative and want to be conventional. So the idea of other people wanting to be something outside of the norm just doesn't please them.
Mhm.
And I was like, I get it. But at the same time, bro, I was reading like studies from like the 60s and the 70s, bro. And like all the doctors, like all the psychologists and shit, they all was like, basically all the studies was saying like being gay or thinking that you was born a different gender was like a form of mental illness.
Yeah. I think they used to call it like gender dysphoria or some shit back in the day.
Yeah.
It's crazy because like I don't know. The thing is, as soon as you make something a mental illness, it kind of makes people feel like they're outcasted. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I just don't know how to approach it because it's like, is everybody supposed to be just normal and vanilla and just straight down the middle? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, see, I think people can be different, but the idea of ignoring the fact that you was obviously born with a dick is
Yeah.
what bothers me.
Mm-hmm. And
Like
then
you're just completely
no,
ignoring that.
what bothers me, I don't care if they do it. Just don't have me involved in it. Like,
Oh nah,
like if I accidentally like the it is ma'am.
You're gonna give me my fucking money back.
Excuse me, sir. There's a young man in here. You need to watch
apologize,
him
but
out.
like-
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
I'm
It
sorry.
is ma'am.
I can call the police if you'd like me to. You need to settle down.
You need to settle down and mind your business, okay?
Both of you guys?
Ma'am, once again, ma'am.
I said both of you.
No, you said sir. Once again, it's ma'am.
I actually said both of you guys. It was a general.
Right beforehand, you fucking said sir.
Sir? Okay.
Motherfucker, take it outside. If you want to call me sir again, I will show you a fucking sir.
I apologize.
Motherfucker.
I apologize now.
I need your corporate number because I'm going to call them and talk about how I was misgendered several times in this store.
I apologize for that.
I need your corporate number.
That were to happen to me, I'd be like, dog, like you can't expect me to read you. Like if I see a grown ass nigga in front of me, that I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I can't do shit about that.
Yeah, like you obviously a man. On
Yeah,
top of
so
that,
it's
nigga,
like-
you bigger than me, bro.
Yeah, it's like I
and
can't.
I'm not a small nigga,
I'm not gonna be an asshole. But
bro. Let me read you this Fox News headline.
what happened?
All right, Planned Parenthood teach your preschoolers their genitals don't determine their gender.
Yeah. So a lot of this, we're seeing a lot of this postmodern, like liberal left wing bullshit, extremism being pushed into the school systems. Because this is how it happened though. Like back in the 60s, like all those college students, they just grew up like they were all left wing, hippie, kind of fucking crazy left wing people. And they grew up and became teachers and professors and people who influenced. They became judges and, police chiefs and all kinds of shit, right?
Yeah,
And then it just slowly permeated society. And so now everybody is like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you most likely ask your college professor, they're most likely going to be a liberal. You know what I'm saying? There are no like conservative.
in other words, they some bitch ass niggas.
Yeah.
Like the video I showed you yesterday of it was two trans parents. The dad was
Yeah.
born a woman.
That
The
was-
mom was born a man, and they had two kids that looked
Yeah.
just like them.
Behind her long black hair and feminine figure, Bianca was born a boy named Jason. And despite his cropped hair and the whisper of a mustache, Nick was born a girl named Nicole.
We fit the basic definition of what a transgender person is, so
Let me just show you a trick though, okay?
our children do not see us as transgender people. We are mommy and daddy.
Yeah, that was some fucking Twilight Zone shit. That
Yeah.
shit.
So I want y'all to imagine raising kids and having to explain to them that little Johnny's daddy is actually his mommy and he came out of his daddy.
Or they'll just straight up just pretend that it never happened.
Yeah.
But even your child would be like, you kind of look like a girl. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even like my son, he's just, children are just kind of like unapologetic and they unfiltered. So they notice shit like that.
Yeah.
Like if Carter seen that, it's ma'am.
Uh-huh.
Carter would be like, no, you're a nigga. Like I see it. Like, come on.
You obviously look like He-Man.
Yeah. You just look like you got your hair like nicely cut. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You obviously look like He-Man, my nigga.
So it's like
It's definitely sir. But yeah, that ignoring like biology, I don't
Yeah.
understand it, bro.
A lot of this nowadays is about people feeling comfortable, bro. It's just like we're going out of our way and ignoring science and we're ignoring everything, our own feelings, just to make people feel comfortable. And at the end of the day, here's the thing about trans people, because they have a high suicide rate.
Yeah.
And people think it's because like people aren't accepting of them and they get bullied and all that other shit. And I feel like at the end of the day, a lot of these people, they'll have the mental illness anyways. They'll have the depression anyways. You know what I'm saying? Simply because if we're being real about it, depression is like clinical. It's biological too. So it's like that's in you regardless. So it's like people accepting you in society, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be happy and not blow your brains out. You know what I'm saying?
It goes right back to the mental illness I was speaking of earlier.
What's that?
It just goes right back to it. Like,
Yeah.
bro,
Yeah.
it has to be some form of mental illness.
I think it's a bunch of them stacked on top of each other, but the thing is, I don't think people should hide who they are. I don't want people to hide who they are. You know,
So, bro, if two
I just don't want
trans-
people treading on me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
if two trans people get into a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
that shit is called what? They're not? Excuse me. Are they classified as transgender as far as their gender, or are they non-binary, or like what gender are they?
Well,
And why would two trans people be in a relationship anyway? That's kind of
I
weird,
don't
isn't
know,
it?
dude. They got some crazy mumbo jumbo going on. Because the thing is, I feel like you wanted wait. So pretty much, it's a boy and a girl dating, but the boy changes to a girl and the girl changes to a boy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still a boy and a girl dating. So it's like I don't get why that's necessary. Like,
For the
to go
kids,
through all
like,
that.
bro, for the kids, how does that like affect the kids?
If it was me, like, and I was just like, damn, I feel like a bitch. Like, I wanna transition. I would just dress up and drag every now and then and have my girl peg me or some shit. Like, I wouldn't go through all the fucking the hormone treatment and cut my dick off and get drilled in a hole drilled in me or some shit, you know?
Bro, like we were saying earlier though, Bruce Jenner is fucking winning.
Yeah. That
That
nigga's
nigga's
on
winning,
top.
bro. It almost make you think like, damn, would I really got them put that dress on and pretend to be a bitch for $1 million?
Like,
Cause
man.
like, bro, he's still a man. Like, he still fucking bitches. He still got a
Yeah.
dick. He
Yeah.
just dressing like a bitch and got mad endorsements.
Has he had the full chop yet?
No.
He ain't got the full chop?
He said he's never doing it. He likes women and he likes his dick.
I like my shit too. I feel him on that shit.
But bro, like, so why are you dressing up like a woman?
Niggas just want. I feel like, bro, people are like, it's like Oscar De La Hoya syndrome, bro. You just want to have fun, bro. I feel like people just.
Okay, your son is young, so I can't really ask you this question. Dog, this definitely be a question. Have to be a question I ask E, and I'm really I'm gonna ask E this because you know E has a 10-year-old son.
Mhm.
My son not about to transition that. Period. My daughter's not about to transition at 4, 10. None of that. When she gets of age and out my house, she be with it. I listen. Be whatever you want to be, but I know I have a daughter and a son. Like, period. I have a daughter and a son. I don't know where this weird stuff. Like, I've never even been around anybody who was like, "Yeah, I'm about to change my gender." You know what I'm saying? So I don't even know. Yeah, nah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Like, I have a boy and I have a girl, a son and a daughter. I'm a man, you know what I'm saying? He's going to grow to be a man. She's going to grow to be a grown woman, you know, a lady at that. So, no, I don't think I don't think, they don't know. At 10 years old, you don't even know, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're just starting to find out what all of this does. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just starting to pull on yourself. She's starting to play with us, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it even happens that early. Some people, it don't happen for a long time. So, nah, not at 10.
But let's say your son was 10.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's a perfect age where he should be able to pick his gender? And
No,
if he wants to transition, he should be able to transition at 10 years old?
No, that's a pimp decision you got to make I think you should. I don't even think you should be able to make it by 18. I think you should be like 20s before.